in ER, so what are some problems you see with like our facilities right now for music?
Well, it gets really congested, especially like at lunch times in the hallways. Like I remember one time I was walking in with my backpack into the front hallway, and I turned around, and just because there was so much crowds, I knocked down all the pictures on the wall. And so there's just a lot of congestion, and I know like, especially for the string players, it's really hard to move their instruments down to McAfee because we have so little storage and we rehearse in so many different facilities that it just really gets really cumbersome for transportation and stuff.
Some cellos are left in the McAfee, and it takes a good like 10 minutes to get all the way to the McAfee if your cello's not here. But then when you get to the McAfee, your cello's not there, and you figure out that it's one of the cabinets that it's not even supposed to have your cello in it. So it's really confusing, and it wastes a lot of time.
Hi Wesley, why are you rolling in this instrument after rehearsal?
Well, you see, Katie, not all the instruments fit inside when we're trying to rehearse, and so we have to move all of these percussion instruments. Wood keys that get warped due to the weather. We have to move them outside, even though they shouldn't be outside because we just don't have room to rehearse.
So we have our instruments in 3 different rooms that are like all across campus, and then we have to move them to McAfee for concerts and stuff. So it's like really takes a long time to move things. It takes like we spend half of rehearsal just moving things instead of actually playing anything. So it's like a big waste of time, I think. Yeah.
So this room, 804, has a lot of uses. We have stands and racks and percussion instruments. So many different things in this place. And then we hold tons of rehearsals too. We have over 1,300 sets of uniforms for the different activities of the music department, and over 500 sets of uniforms are stored in our facilities on campus throughout the year. So that takes up a lot of space, and sometimes it's hard to figure out the logistics of it all.
Sometimes people leave the door open, and then there's leaks on the roof, which cause the whole music building to be like have really bad temperature climates and really cold. That's really bad for woodwind instruments.
There's all the water we had to empty out from the leak. Under here, we have more uniforms, and it's covered in this blue tarp right here because there was a leak in the wall. You can see that this is probably not the best situation.
A lot of the times I see people with other people's violins, and it gets really confusing. And then same thing with the cello is every time we go to McAfee and come back with the racks, it always goes into different places, and sometimes you might even find it in the practice room and stuff. So it's really confusing, and sometimes it's really hard to find your violin.
The bottom line is 500 students go in and out of the department building every other day. And we need a new building for these students that will provide the necessary space and comfort for their instruments, as well as their uniforms, as well as rehearsal space. If it's built near the McAfee Center, then that will avoid the wasted time in rehearsals of moving back and forth. We hope that this building can reflect our success as a music department instead of our students being hindered by the building's disadvantages.